Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and see how this particular phone holds up in the middle part of 2024. Now I'll probably tell you, for the average person, a phone like this isn't a terrible option. I still think there's a lot of capability behind a phone like this. There's still a lot of quality, and if you're definitely buying a phone, these are very decent phones in terms of build quality and so many things. But there's always a problem with these types of devices, and the problem that you're going to be kind of running into within this particular phone is the fact that you're kind of a little bit outdated when it comes down to the software, and even the hardware nowadays is also a little bit outdated too. So we'll take a look at that throughout this whole entire video. If you want to pick up one of these phones, I would recommend buying this year though. Links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can also support the channel at the exact same time. Starting off with the outside of this particular phone, as you probably would have expected, this phone looks and feels pretty good for the most part. You're getting a 6.3-inch dynamic AMOLED display on the front. It's a very good panel. I think this phone looks very good no matter what you're going to throw at it. I think Samsung did a good job with this particular panel. Very bezel-less and hole punch display. It's a little bit curved too. And the thing I like about this phone is that if you're actually comparing this phone against most of the competition, the phones that you're getting nowadays, like the S24s, the Pixel 8s, this phone's panel still holds up very well. Although it's a 60Hz panel, it's not terrible, and I think it's a very decent panel for sure. On the bottom, USB Type-C, you are getting the Samsung DeX experience on this thing too, with an S Pen built in, which is very nice to have. I love S Pens, I love having that type of capability, and you are basically getting that type of capability inside of this particular phone, which again is a very nice thing to have. On the backside, you're getting a standard glass back, which is still very good. You're getting a triple camera setup on this particular phone too, which is very cool. Wireless charging, reverse wireless charging. Overall, you're still getting a very good build and very good stuff going on with this particular phone. And I definitely do think if I'm going to buy a phone, the exterior of this thing still holds up fairly well, even against phones that came out already this year in 2024, which is pretty insane. The big thing to keep in mind though is the software. This phone, as most of you probably know, is not going to be lasting forever. And from a software perspective, this phone is already kind of in its, it's pretty much done getting software support. Because this phone came out back in the day, so many years ago, in 2019, it's 5 years old now. Samsung doesn't support these old phones for that long. The newer generation of phones, they do support for a longer period of time, but these ones are not so much. So because of that, you're going to be kind of in a situation where it may not make a lot of sense to go ahead and buy a phone like this, because you're just kind of stuck in a situation where the software is not getting any more updates. So I don't really know why you'd want to go ahead and buy a phone like this when you can buy other phones that'll give you better experiences for the most part. And that's the thing that I just keep kind of coming back to, is that why buy a phone like this when you can get newer phones maybe for not that much more money, and you can get, more software inside of those ones. So from that side, again, that kind of covers it up there too. Now, on top of that, from the performance side, this particular phone is going to be giving you either the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset inside of it with 8GB of RAM. And I will tell you, from the performance side yet again, very decent performing phone inside of this thing. And I do think from that side, again, that's a very cool thing going on for this particular phone. The fact that you don't have to spend a crazy amount of money for decent performance, but this is not like the best performing phone of all time. This is like a pretty basic device, if you kind of would even call it that. So I would hate for you to, once again, buy this phone and have it in this weird situation where it may not be that great of a device. I think if you're going to use it for basic things, then you're probably going to have a good experience. But if you're trying to go and do like super crazy intensive stuff with it, you are probably not going to be getting those, you're not going to be getting like insane great, experiences or performance from this particular phone. So from that side, again, that kind of covers it up there. And to be honest, I think the Note 10 kind of holds up like okay in the middle part of 2024, but I probably wouldn't recommend the average person to go and buy it. I think you're much better off purchasing phones that are still supported with software. Things like the Samsung Galaxy S21, S22, the iPhone 13, iPhone 12, 11, 10R, and the Google Pixel 6 and above. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.